What's going on, everybody? So I am up here at the mountain farm for a quick trip, and I was surprised a lot of work has been done around here. Mom's told me about all of it, but it definitely has changed a lot, and they have been so busy and crazy they haven't been able to get a whole lot of videos of everything. So that's okay. I thought I would take a minute and show you guys around while I was here. Copper. Copper's running around, so I'll be splitting attention. There you go. I know everybody likes seeing the weirdo. Copper, sit. Oh, look at your face. He found the mulch pile, and he's been chasing ants and digging in the mulch pile apparently. Weirdo. All right, so remember from any of the last lives or any of the videos, it looks a million times better out here because all the gooses and ducks and everything are now back in their pond area, which I will show you guys. So looks no more fences to have to go through, much easier to get around, that's for sure. And I did notice this. You can tell if you look where the little goose pen used to be, where Mom had them. You can see how much taller that grass is compared to like right here where the geese weren't. Or back there, the grass likes that goose poop. I am at the mountain farm in Western North Carolina, visiting Mom and Dad for Yaya and Papa Hugh, as everybody else, I guess, knows them. So, the big watermelon pumpkin squash mystery plant is doing well down at the homestead down in Georgia, waiting on some stuff to show up. The garden is doing good. We're going to take a walk up there here in just a second, and Yaya will probably be coming around at some point to be feeding everything. Copper, come on. Copper, come. Gotta do something with the ears, kid. Good boy. They are watching. They've been busy, and I think they're getting ready to. Come do feed some animals here in a minute. So remember, right after the walk, now it might be kind of hard to hear me here in a second. We fixed the pond, and they got Ryan and the rest of the geese moved over. They have them cooped up at the moment, but they'll be free. They've got more room back in the back. Oh my goodness. Oh, they've already been fed and they're still that loud. Listen at them. I don't have any more. I'm not going to try and say too much. That's kind of ridiculous. Wow. I don't want to go inside the fence. That's scary. I might get flogged by a goose. I don't even know which one Ryan is. They're all the same size. What's up, guys? That must be Ryan. The pond is still working. It's definitely muddy. There hasn't been a whole lot of rain around here, so there's not a ton of water flowing in it right now. So guys, I agree. Chickens, but no geese. I like chickens. I told my mom not to get the ducks, especially the ducks. I think she agrees with me now. Woo! I can't hear anything now. I can't hear anything anyway. Oh, yeah, see, the chickens are nice and quiet. They're just doing their thing. That was a lot noisier than I expected. How you doing, Ricky? Whew, that's crazy. They're fun. The geese are fun. I don't mind the geese. They're cool. We got Poppy Hugh's been busy on that big, huge pile of logs he had. He's got a lot of it milled down. And there's a big maple slab over there that I'm going to, my dad doesn't really like maple wood. So I'll probably be doing something with it, figuring out something pretty to do with it. It's spalted maple. It's that big piece on top, but he's been steadily cutting and getting even more logs. So looks like he doesn't have all the rest of that big oak tree that we cut in the field and broke the truck with yet. He doesn't have that all milled up yet. And I don't know where the baby is. They had a calf born last week before. But that's where the cows, it's their evening routine. They walk the ridge line and walk back up. You'll see them walking that way. Oh. Copper is scared of the sawmill. Why are you scared of the sawmill, Copper? What are you barking at? Copper is barking at the sawmill. Huh. Yes, this is a generational farm. It's been in the family for a long time. Now there's about, Copper, come. Copper. Now there's about, I think, 20 acres. At one point it was 300 or 400. 300 or 400. Copper. Oh, I swear, if you give me a kiss tonight. So Copper was enjoying the fresh cow pie delicacy. Apparently that beats out a treat. But as I was saying, it used to be around 350, 400 acres. And now there's about 20 acres of it. But yes, my dad grew up here. I grew up here for a good bit of my childhood. So, oh, will you guys knock it off? Here they go again. They just see me. Come on, Copper. Copper, stop eating cow poop. Come on. That dog. All right. So, I thought we'd spend more time over by the geese and chickens, but I don't think so. Hey, mamas. What you doing, guys? I know you guys have been fed. They're talking. At least they don't talk as loud. That is a tobacco barn. That's one of 3 tobacco barns on the property. Used to be. No, we don't grow tobacco. There hasn't been tobacco grown on this farm in quite a long time. I guess probably 25 years or so. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of these comments because it was so loud I couldn't even hear myself to read. Oh yeah, you saw Robert fall through the floor? Yeah, I couldn't help but laugh. That was funny. I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, it was literally like a cartoon. Because I was just looking, sitting on that, looking up, and all of a sudden, he was gone. The only thing that was missing was like the stars and the birds twirling around his head. But from my level, his head just disappeared, and then a bunch of stuff fell on the floor, and I hear some language I'm sure he had to edit out, and I can't repeat. So yes, but don't worry, I was going to check on him. I figured if he was breathing, he was probably pretty much okay. Come on, Copper. Come on. And you guys can see I got one of my temporary crowns, and on Wednesday I go get 3 more of my temporary crowns, and so the dental stuff's finally moving along a little bit. Still waiting on the VA to finish approving everything, even though it all got put in at the same time like a year ago. But I should have all my mouth fixed here. I'm really hoping by Christmas time, have all the rest of the work they're doing. So pretty excited about that. Now, Copper, don't you go breaking anything in the garden. But yeah, for anybody that's just joining us, I'm up at the mountain farm. If you guys saw the video of me cleaning the copper still, it was where I met the gentleman to deliver it to him. It was in the area, so obviously I decided to come by and stop by for a weekend. This is one of the other tobacco barns. Now this tobacco barn was for flue-cured tobacco. It's got the vents in it and all, so they put tobacco in that and build a fire and heat it. And then the big barns where they hang it was for burley tobacco, where they would hang it on the stalk and let it dry, air dry, instead of flue cured with wood. So Yaya is going to be busy again this week. She has a couple beans to pick and can. Now this is what's funny, and I know she's watching, so I'll talk on her. She can come out here and smack me if she wants. Every year, every single year, she's like, we're not doing a big garden this year. It's too much work. I don't have time. I'm not doing a big garden this year. Which this isn't really a big garden. But she still says she's only going to do a row of tomatoes, or, we're going to do a row of beans and a row of tomatoes. That's a big row. And it's not just this year. It's every single year for, I don't know, the past 15 years. Never fails. Yes, and it is absolutely beautiful right now. We got our okra plants here, doing really well. I think those are the summer squash, right? And then I see some watermelons and cantaloupes. I think not quite. They're getting, some of the cantaloupes are getting close. Jalapenos. And some of my stuff, actually, not saying anything bad, but just talking about the raised beds and the hugelkultur stuff, which mom's going to start doing as well. Mine are even a little bit younger than that, and they've got more peppers and they're bigger. That the raised hugelkultur gardens really do. I heard they did, but they really do produce a lot. So if you don't want, if I get mom some raised beds built, then she really only will have limited space. So it'll be the same size garden without her going a little bit overboard. She might go overboard most of the time anyway on everything. But that's just Yaya. She's going to have even more work here in just a few weeks. This is a lot of tomatoes that are going to be needed to be put up. Let me catch up. I saw some. The mountain in the back, yes, the mountain in the back is called Rocky Knob. It's a pretty fitting name, especially when the leaves aren't out. You can see that it is just a big rock bald at the top. Yep, there we go. Looks like she's gonna have a couple weeks. You got morning glories. Oh, mom, you're infested with morning glories too. Morning glories are my wisteria. I hate morning glories. Cherokee purples. My Cherokee purples are coming on. I'm hoping to have some here in the next few weeks. I'm hoping to have some tomatoes from the homestead. Oh, she will. Don't worry. She'll smack me. The raised beds are good, but they are time consuming. You guys saw me building those. I mean, they do take a while and to put up. So she's going to start getting them as she gets more wood from Papa Hugh, and she'll be building some. So, but this she's going to do. This is going to be a no-till garden moving forward, so it won't be tilled up again. It's going to be she'll rotate where she plants different things and keep the compost on it. That's one of the things we were talking about with the goose pond, is we thought we'd have to have an agitator to really get it stirred up and muddy, to use that water to put on the garden throughout the year, probably when there's nothing planted, so it doesn't burn them. But I don't think that they're going to have to do any agitating or stirring in that pond, because the geese and ducks look like they have it covered. But just by one, it's liquid, so it'll be easy, and Dad can put it in the sprayer behind the tractor and spray all the hay fields and everything with the water from the pond, and it should help save. It's all natural for one, and it's free, kind of, besides some chicken, or besides some feed for the geese and ducks. So I think that's I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. I still don't see a pond coming to the homestead anytime soon. I got to dig out my well house anyway. I don't know. See, even when it's been dry and it's not real muddy, this little wet weather spring here. Oh, big bullfrog. Actually, it wasn't real big. Where'd he go? But this spring that comes from up there pretty much always has water in it. Hello, Christina. I see my mom's typing furiously to fuss at me. Yeah, composted and a cover crop, but there won't be any bare ground, nothing tilled up, which will greatly help with the amount of water, or with the water conservation, because the roots are going to bind everything together and provide shade, or a ground cover, as well as when you till it, the roots, a lot of your good bacteria, microorganisms live in those roots. So when you plow it under or plow it up and expose the roots and the dirt to the sun, it kills a lot of the good stuff that you want to keep in your garden. So it's much, much healthier to do a no-till and a crop rotation. And you don't have to worry about, like Mom said, you don't have to worry about getting in there with the tractor. One of the things I am going to be doing, because I've got pine trees starting to fall down in Georgia at the homestead, those are all going to be getting piled up to make traditional hugelkultur raised beds, which are basically the same thing as the box raised beds I built, except they're just going to be big mounds. So there'll be all of those old logs and stuff in the center. Then I'll put a foot or two of dirt and make a big mound. And it's the same concept. The dirt, the logs will start to decay, and I will add fresh dirt as they decay. So eventually I'll just have, like a probably 3-foot high mound of beautiful soil. And that's nice because for growing vines, watermelons such as that, you don't have a box for them to go over. Everything grows on a mound. They're really cool, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting started on those. I know, well, you guys see where I get it from, right? Never say my mother got carried away. Yeah, you definitely can see where I get it from. My dad's stubbornness and my mom's carried awayness. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I ever had a fighting chance. Like, look over there. How many cars and tractors and old pieces of equipment, and then over there, the little garden. I mean, like, I had no choice. It's genetic. So you guys can blame it all on me. You think I have a lot of projects started. You should see Yaya's to-do list for Papa Hugh. Right now, it is, I don't know, I think it's probably 70. It's cooler than 75. It's absolutely perfect. I mean, it is really, really nice. Yeah, carried awayness. One thing I wanted to check on this, Papa Hugh said he would keep it oiled for me, but they've been so busy. I'm pretty sure he probably forgot. So I'll oil it before I leave tomorrow night or Monday. I had done a video on it, and I'm gonna be coming up with the trailer and grabbing it as soon as I finish. I don't want to take it down until I get the rest of the shop cleanup done here in the next week or two. But for you guys that didn't see the planer, this is the big wood planer that I'm going to be taking down and restoring and getting working again. And this planer was my great great uncle's. Yes, I don't remember. It's been a long day. But when I have Aiden helping, when we run it, I want to make sure Aiden's there, because it will be Aiden, my dad, it'll be five generations that will have worked on this. And since I posted the video, I found some more information out about this old planer. And you can see it's a Heald and Sons in Massachusetts. And I was dating this planer, I was dating it to somewhere around 1890 was kind of my guess. No, this planer actually they made from 18. Now again, don't quote me. I'll have to look it back up. I'm going by the seat of my pants here. But about 1870, the latest it would have been was like 1880 on production date. It was only like 6 or 7 years it was in production. And I had an argument. I don't get to say this very often, so I'm going to take great pleasure in saying this. I was right, Dad. I was right. Me and Dad were talking about it, and I was looking. I'm like, this thing used to be green. He's like, no, that's just algae and moss. I said, no, it used to be green. I'm telling you, Dad, look, it used to be green. He's like, no, it wasn't green. It was green. Saw pictures, original, almost a John Deere type green. So I've got one. So that's probably like Dad 5 million, Aaron 1 there. I was right. So, yes, and the elderberries are down at the little house down there. And I saw berries earlier when I was down there. And I haven't tasted them yet. Are they any good, Mom? Yeah, I still do the vapor just a little bit. But it's not that much. So I do feel a lot better since I've quit smoking. Yeah, I know. She's got a card for me with footage, and they'll be coming up here next week or so. They've been crazy busy for the past few weeks, so they've done a lot of work, but they have done so much work that they have forgotten to film a lot of the work. So, you know, it is what it is. The elderberries. No, the current green, okay, don't make me prove it again. You can see the difference between the algae and the green paint. In the corners, you can see the green. He's old, he's probably lost half his color vision anyway. That's why he doesn't know. And somebody did ask that question. My dad is 63, because I'm 40, 62. So Dad's really not old. You know, when you're growing up, you do think your parents are so old, you know? And then all of a sudden you're grown and you're like, wow, they're really not that much older than me, especially when your own kids leave for college. One's left for college, one leaves for college next year, and you realize that 62. You realize that it's not that far off. Yeah. Oh, there we go. You can see there are the cows, and this is every night. They just make their round. They have their own little schedule. And every evening they're all in a line up there on the ridge. And it's cloudy today, but it's absolutely awesome when there's a really pretty sunset and it's getting really dark, because you'll see the sunset and you'll just see that line of little cows. So, and I'm not sure which one's the new one. The pond is doing good, and I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to go back down here, but I know a lot of y'all just tuned in. So since I'm walking, now if you can't hear me shortly, it's probably not because I'm not talking. How many siblings do I have? I've got my little sister, and my little brother passed away in 2016, which most of you know if you subscribe to my channel. And the pond. Oh, so the pond is doing good. It's muddy. They think I'm bringing food. Here we go again. What's up, guys? Yeah. I am not going to go back in there because Ryan is very nibbly today. And believe it or not, he pinches pretty hard with that beak. So apparently Ryan is moody since he's not on the porch anymore. He's giving mom the cold shoulder. He is letting her know that he is not happy about having to share with other geese. So it's going to take him some time to not be mad anymore. They are guard geese. You know, actually, growing up with my dad's friends that had a junkyard, they had geese. That's why they had geese. It's kind of like me and my peacocks and the guineas. You know, like nothing's sneaking up. Nothing is sneaking up around my house. Either peacocks, dogs, or guineas, let me know. And around here, you got dogs and the geese. But I think the geese might have the decibel level even of all Robert's guineas. Now, if I had 6 peacocks, that would be crazy loud. You can hear the peacocks for several miles. Thank you. I've been working pretty hard trying to get everything cleaned up and on my project. Really though, I'm kind of stuck on cleanup because I'm at the point now I can't start any new projects until I can actually get to my shop. And my shop was set up for my older business wiring and doing some work I was doing there. So I'm resetting up inside the shop for more for a woodworking and project type shop, odd job shop, to do a lot of stuff. And outside I'm setting up to hopefully be able to start with the car channel here shortly. But there's no point in starting a new channel until I can actually get some work done. So and all that's going to be done here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I'm going to start with chinking the house about mid-September. That'll be a good time. Mid-September, early October. That'll be a couple weeks of projects doing the siding and all. But that way it's cool enough. It's not cold, but it's not hot. So if I have to pull windows, I can pull the windows and you know, just put something over them to keep the bugs out if need be. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. It's not humid up here. I was in the military for just over 15 years. I was medically retired in 2014. No, that is on the hill behind me over. Oh, behind me, actually you can't see anything. I'm not sure. You might just see the cows. Or, and if, like, you can see the rooftop of another house that's in the little field over there. Yeah, and I guess that is another thing that I definitely inherited from my mom. The geese are mostly rescues. Ryan was a rescue. The other geese are here to keep Ryan company because geese are social animals. But I'm not really sure why 2 or 3 geese wouldn't have worked. Again, overboard. There's going to be a little garden this year. Right. 7 geese later. I guess that's how it goes. Yeah, when I do the chinking, I'm going to be I'm going to go ahead and the chinking bags I think were the fastest. The chinking bags were the fastest. The easiest, the best way to do it. It wasn't easy, but it pushed the chinking further back into the wire of any of the other stuff I experimented with. But I've got my chinking bags modified. They're going to be bigger and have a lot more extra plastic, so I don't have to squeeze as hard. I'll have a lot more material to twist and keep it all spun up. No, that is not. You would think that was a hotel. That is a house. That used to be part of the farm. When my grandfather passed away, my dad was working full-time and as a mechanic. And at that point in the early 90s, there wasn't really, with this being a mountain farm, it wasn't really a ton of revenue. It's more an act of love, you know, something that we've just always done. So my grandmother had sold part of the land, you know, because this area has been booming for years and the taxes are expensive. So and she didn't work, and which is Social Security. So some, you know, people bought the random tracts. There's 3 or 4 tracts that was split off, and big houses up. But that house up there, yeah, that thing is a little bit overkill. Um, I don't live here, so I won't say anything, even though I would. I'm surprised that Yaya hasn't, because especially when it gets foggy, like tonight, they have like we call it the UFO house, because it lights up and it looks like it lights up the entire sky, and it's just annoying. Like you're out in the beautiful country, there's no street lights, you know, it's dark, it's quiet, and then you've got a UFO landing right there above the house. Very annoying. Oh, they were on sale. Okay, I got what you were saying, Mom. Huh. Bye, Jen. I would love to start a fishing channel. I would love to start a fishing channel, but if I went that far, you guys would never see the homestead again. I'd be gone all the time. So, yeah. I figure I should have one thing. If I start a car channel and all that kind of stuff, I should have one thing I keep kind of as just a hobby. Yeah, the Brown Mountain Lion. Oh, I do know. No, these are like Las Vegas on the hill, like mountain Las Vegas. Like, it's crazy. I'll come out and throw it in an excerpt of an upcoming video, just so you guys can see, because they literally have, like, I'd say 20 really, really brown with their solar, or what, like 20 lights that are just pointed. They're not even like, they don't make sense, because a lot of the lights aren't even pointed at a certain place. Like, you know, it would make sense if like all the lights pointed like right down at the driveway or something, but there's just like tons and tons of lights and they're pointed every which way. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I know. Like, really. It doesn't glow. That thing is way more of a glow. Yeah, Viva Las Haywood. That's about it. It's but you know, maybe one day the trees will grow up tall enough where you can't see them. I don't know. I'll figure out some way of making an EMP to go set up there and just kill the power at least one night. Every night. And it was so annoying because the night of the eclipse, Mom was trying to get time-lapse footage, even though she couldn't figure out how to get the speed vision to work right. But she couldn't even really see the eclipse because it was so bright up there. And the same thing with the big meteor shower we had. It was so insanely bright that that they couldn't really see much. So, oh well, what can you do? Yeah, you'd think, but Mom and Dad are nicer than I am, and sometimes keeping good neighbors, you know, unless it's a big deal, why bring it up? But I think she probably will. I think she should say something. I don't know. Be very nice about it. Just, oh, okay, there we go. I lost it for a minute. Fences do make good neighbors, but when you're out this far away, luckily you don't have to have a whole lot of fences. Distance makes better neighbors. That's one thing I do love about the homestead. It's nowhere near this big, but I cannot see any neighbors. I really like that. Yeah, the Jeep. Oh, the Jeep video. The Jeep video. I'm almost done with it. And so if you want to see what happened with the Jeep, Aiden's Jeep, that video will be coming out and posted tomorrow. So it's pretty fun. I won't give everything away, but the couple minutes I put in of teaching him to drive the manual. Yeah, my neck was sore for a minute, but he picked it up pretty quick. It was good. Yeah, that's why I'd say, Mom, you know, just talk to him like when there's something going on outside that you guys want to watch. Ask him to tone it down. Like if you could just bring it down to like, you know, a million watts of lights from 10 million watts, we'd really appreciate it. Aiden's doing good. No news is good news. Talked to him once or twice. He's been staying busy in orientation. Complaining a little bit like, we have to go and they tell us the same thing like 5 times, 10 times. Like, yeah, you guys are still going to mess it up. Like, I'm surprised they don't tell you the same things 100 times. He kind of thought about it for me. He's like, yeah, probably. So I can only imagine like one orientation class for a bunch of 18-year-olds all sitting there looking at their phone. You could give them a quiz that their life depended on 2 seconds after the orientation ended and they wouldn't have a clue. They wouldn't be able to tell you anything that just took place. Even the flower bed garden is doing good. These peppers, forget what Mom said they were called. These are delicious. I had a big old tomato sandwich with some of these banana pepper looking things. They're sweet. They taste like a banana pepper. They are really, really good. Oh, and the morning glory. Oh, those aren't morning glory, are they? I hate vines. Working with Robert has made me hate vines even more. Now, wisteria. And I have a little bit of kudzu over on my place, but goats really like kudzu. So the scrap, it was $6, $209, I think. We ended up having 3,490 pounds, or 3,480 pounds. I was 20 pounds off of what I thought. And right now it's $6 a hundred. Yeah, I retired down at Fort Benning. And that's just kind of where I stuck around at with the family. You know, my mom does have a green thumb, which is really funny because here we go again. You're not out here to defend yourself, so all you can do is type. She does have a green thumb. It used to be my grandma. My grandma had a green thumb too. Loved plants, really good with plants. My mom couldn't keep a cactus alive. Like, no, I'm serious. My mom killed cactuses, multiple cactuses. And then somewhere along the way, her purple thumb, I used to call it, turned green. And now she's amazing at it. So, but that is funny. Yeah, honestly, the military truck probably would be much easier for him to drive because the Jeep has a brand new hydraulic clutch, so it is pretty touchy. It is pretty touchy. So I figured you'd come out in a minute. Oh, there he goes. Zoomy time. It's that time of night. Copper gets tired and the zoomies ensue. Copper, you got the zoomies? There he goes. Ah, I hear Yaya behind me. Hey, I wasn't lying. Oh my goodness. He's got a plastic flower pot. He loves plastic. A milk jug, a Coke bottle, anything like that. He loves better than any other toy. Copper, I hope that's not a good one.
That's fine.
Yeah. So. There's Yaya. Good grief.
Well, I had to come defend myself.
She can't though because I wasn't lying. It's something we joke about.
When I hit 50, I developed a green thumb.
So she didn't have it.
I did not have it at all. My mother was the green thumb in our family. My nieces and nephews, everyone would bring her their dead or dying plants and say, Mimi, can you fix this for me? And she would. In a couple weeks, they'd take home a beautiful plant.
And then a couple months
But-
later.
They'd bring it back. But I would always, I'd bring a house plant home and I'd bring it inside and he would say, oh, another victim.
Yeah.
I had one what was it? A philodendron. You can't kill a philodendron. I had one philodendron that I could keep alive, and the kids called it my science experiment. I still have it.
It would go from
30-year-old
it would
plant.
it would go from brown to green to brown to green. You'd think it was dead and you put some water on it.
But somehow at age 50, the green thumb, I inherited that. It was just a latent gene that had to come into its being.
It worked. Most of it was probably because she was so busy raising me, she didn't have time to remember to take care of.
That's true. That's true. You were a handful.
How could you have time for anything? What are
Just handed it. Oh God, he's funny. But I like staying inside when he's doing these lives because I like talking to
Oh,
you.
they won't be able to
And
hear.
I can see what you're doing. I said I like being inside when he's doing the lives because I can talk to y'all, and so that's fun because I have to be able to read it.
I was 11 Bravo. I was in the infantry, and I have my little sister's 5 years younger than me, and my little brother who passed away was 8 years younger than me. He passed away in 2016. Oh, I was a handful.
Yeah.
I was the
Ask me anything.
I was that. What was that? I was the strong-willed child. That was me.
Oh my God.
I was that kid.
Yeah. Ask me anything. What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So he's it was I'm sure it was interesting. And they say you pay for your raising, but I know that I got lucky. Neither one of my kids were nearly as difficult as I was.
That's true.
My kids were really easy.
That's true.
Me and Aiden sometimes got into a little bit, like every father and son, and then Michaela, well, both of them bugged me a little bit with asking like why, but then looking back on it, I know that me and my dad, some of the biggest meltdowns that we had was me asking him why. Like it didn't matter like what it was, why, and I had to have the last word. So
Who was the disciplinarian between me and Hugh?
both.
No.
Her probably
It
more.
was me. It was me. Hugh was always at work. He worked construction.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
true.
heavy equipment mechanic, and he was gone most of the time. So yeah, that was left to me. And he always thought I was too easy on him. I thought he was too hard on him. So
And Patty, the garden we walked around, when we're done with the live, you can go back and check it out. We did a big tour of the garden, so you can see that in just a few minutes if you back up. Actually, can you back up during the live? Like,
I don't
can you?
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I would walk up there, but you guys have all commented on me limping a little bit, and my gout is kind of flaring up a little bit the past couple days. The annoying thing about gout is you can't even get used to where it's at. Like right now, it flared up a little bit in my toe, and I'm going back to the doctor next week because I'm doing the right things as far as, not eating red meat hardly at all, not drinking, probably not drinking as much water as I should, but it's still aggravating me, giving me problems. So I'm gonna go back to the doctor, and instead of just having them treat the current flare up of gout, see if there's anything that they have that can keep it from coming on. And I'm sure if I actually, because you don't think about it till it starts to hurt, and I'll be like, oh, let me drink some of my black cherry juice and stuff, which always helps. I hope there's some in there. I think so. Which always helps. But if I would drink, and I actually really like it, so instead of drinking a Pepsi, if I'd mix up some black cherry juice concentrate and drink that at least a glass or two a day, it would probably help prevent it a lot.
Yeah. And actually, they have tablets now. You can take them like a supplement.
Yeah, that's holding a flashlight for your dad is the most dangerous job on the planet.
Holding anything for you right now. Aaron, Leslie asked what happened to your brother.
My little brother passed away. He committed suicide from stuff related with PTSD. Yeah, TBI and PTSD related issues. Go back on the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Go back on the channel, and there's the whole series with my healing walk. And the very last video is a video that goes into a little bit more detail what happened with him. So definitely, if you have questions on that, by all means, and share it, please. And I do want to very much thank everyone again for watching and sharing that video. I've gotten great feedback. A whole lot of people saying that it did make a difference, or they sent it to someone who it helped. So that is absolutely why I made the videos, you know, and shared something that was kind of personal, was to be able to help other people as well. So it has at least helped a few. It's helped more people than I really thought it would, and so that's awesome, and I appreciate it.
Kirk, he was in the military.
Yes, my little brother was also infantry, and he was in for 6 years, I think. He was 8 years younger than me. We were actually in Afghanistan at the same time.
No, he was in Iraq when you were in Afghanistan.
He was in Afghanistan too.
But that was his second tour.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys weren't in Afghanistan.
But we were within 600 miles of each other. He was in Iraq and I was in Afghanistan. Oh, that's what it was. I saw a bunch of the guys from my brother's unit during mid-tour leave in Kuwait when I was there, because a bunch of them came up and said, "Wait, you're leaving it scheduled till, you know, you're leaving it scheduled for another month or whatever." And a couple people came up and asked me. Well, one person came up and said, "Why are you wearing staff sergeant rank? You're not a staff sergeant." Because I was a staff sergeant, because we looked very much alike. Especially when we're in the military in uniform, you really couldn't tell us apart.
And I do a lot of canning. As a matter of fact, I'll probably can.
Yeah, you saw the beans. She's gonna be busy.
Yeah, about 150 quarts of beans. Of course, Aaron will have some, and Chelsea will have some, and and what we have left in the garden after and we'll put up a lot of tomatoes, but what we have left, there's a group that will come through. They're called the Gleaners, and they will take the excess garden produce and give it to soup kitchens and give it to just people that are in need. And so I enjoy growing the extra stuff so that we have an opportunity to do that. Especially
this year, because apparently a lot of the soup kitchens and all have been hurting really bad with shortages and inflation type stuff. Right. So if none of you were aware, a lot of the soup kitchens and homeless shelters and stuff around the country are hurting pretty bad for food. So if you happen to have anything extra sitting around in the pantry, anything like that you can drop off, just throw that out there. I was talking about that with somebody the other day.
I'm going to tell you guys something funny though. Hold that up close to your eyes. He doesn't have the eyelashes that he used to have.
My long eyelashes.
His eyelashes were so long and so thick and so dark and so curly when he was little, especially that we would walk through a grocery store checkout, and the people, they just would fawn over him. Oh my God, look at those eyelashes! Look at those eyelashes! And one day, you know how all your children will at some point cut their hair. No. He cut his eyelashes. I was looking at him one day and I said, "What's wrong with you?" He was about 5. And I finally realized, "Aaron, you cut your eyelashes." And it was interesting. They grew back. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that the flower pot met its match, and now Aaron gets to do what always happens when copper goes around, and pick up all the remnants of the death and destruction from copper. He thinks it's a big game. Kind of like the game where he takes his ball and it goes under the couch. And it took me a minute to wise up to it, because he starts making all kinds of noise and digging, trying to get under the couch. So you can get the ball out from under the couch and give it to him, and he'll set it down and chew on it for like 5 seconds and look at me, and then here we go. And and then push it under the couch with his nose. Hang on, I'm going to try and... Oh, there we go. All right, that might get rid of them for 5 seconds. Those dang spammers. Alrighty, folks. Well, that kind of it drives me crazy, both on videos I put up in the comments, but especially on a live channel, because it really wrecks your flow. And I wish YouTube had a way of keeping that from happening, but I guess not. Well, everybody, it's been a little bit longer, really, than I even realized it had been. A lot to show you guys. And so a lot of stuff that you briefly saw as far as moving the geese and you know, more with the garden, and we didn't even make it down that way. The cell phone reception cuts out, but Dad moved his beehives into a different style, a bigger beehive. So they're doing real well. And so over the next week or so, I'll be getting those videos posted up so you guys can see the comings and goings around the mountain farm. But so much work's been done, I thought I would hop on real quick and just let you guys see. And you can see that it is definitely a lot different. Maybe tomorrow I will help Papa Hugh get his lawnmower fixed. The goose poop is taking its toll on the lawnmower and the grass around here. At least it didn't kill it, I guess. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Say bye, Yaya.
Bye.
And
take care, guys.
we will catch y'all next time.